Let me ask you something. You wake up every morning, set your alarm, rush to work 8 to 10 hours, come home exhausted, sleep, and do it all over again. Meanwhile, somewhere in the world, a billionaire is sleeping, and while he sleeps, he makes more money in one single hour than you will make in an entire year without lifting a single finger, without attending a single meeting, without setting a single alarm. How is that even possible? How does that make any sense? How is this the world we live in? Here is the brutal reality. The gap between rich and poor is not getting smaller. It is getting bigger. Every single day, every single hour, every single minute. In the last decade alone, the top 1% of the world has captured more new wealth than the remaining 99% combined. And the system is designed to keep it exactly that way. But here is what nobody tells you. The rules that make the rich richer are not secret. They are not hidden. They are not forbidden. They are available to anyone who understands them. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how this system works and exactly how you can use it to cross to the other side. Stay until the very end, because what I reveal will completely change how you see money forever. Let me paint you a picture with real numbers that will genuinely shock you. Elon Musk, the richest man on earth, makes approximately $22,000 per minute. Not per hour, not per day, per minute. That is $1.3 million per hour, $32 million per day, $11 billion per year. The average American worker makes $60,000 per year. So Elon Musk makes in 3 hours what takes the average person an entire year. Now, let that truly sink in. During the COVID pandemic, when millions of people lost their jobs, lost their businesses, lost their savings, the world's billionaires increased their wealth by $5 trillion. $5 trillion during a global crisis. While regular people suffered, the rich got dramatically richer. And here's the most disturbing part. The 3 wealthiest people in the United States own more wealth than the bottom 50% of all Americans combined. 3 people versus 165 million people. 3 people win. This is not capitalism working. This is not a free market. This is a rigged game. But here's the thing. Understanding why it is rigged is the first step to playing it differently. There are 2 completely different financial worlds that exist side by side in the same society. World number 1. The world most people live in. You earn money by working. You pay taxes first, before you see a single dollar. Then you spend what is left on rent, food, bills, clothes. Whatever is left after that is almost nothing. Maybe you save a tiny bit, but probably not. This is called earned income, and it is the most taxed, most controlled, most limited form of income on the planet. World number 2. The world the wealthy live in. Their money earns more money. While they sleep, eat, and vacation, they pay taxes last and pay a much lower percentage. They write off expenses against their income. Their wealth grows automatically through investments and assets. This is called passive income and capital gains, and it is taxed at half the rate of regular working income. Let me give you a real example. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men alive, publicly admitted that he pays a lower tax rate than his own secretary. A secretary who earns $60,000 pays a higher percentage in taxes than a man worth $100 billion. That is not an accident. That is not a mistake. That is the system working exactly as it was designed to work. And until you understand this, you will always be playing the wrong game with the wrong rules. So how do rich people actually make their money grow while they do nothing? Let me break it down into the real mechanisms. Mechanism number 1. Compound interest working for them. You already know compound interest. But here is what changes everything. For the poor and middle class, compound interest works against them. Credit card debt growing. Car loan interest accumulating. Student loan ballooning. For the wealthy, compound interest works for them. $1 million invested at 10% return makes $100,000 in year one. That $100,000 also starts earning $110,000 in year two, then $121,000, then $133,000. It keeps accelerating, getting bigger and bigger, without them doing anything. Mechanism number 2, asset ownership. Rich people own things that appreciate in value over time. Real estate, stock portfolios, businesses, intellectual property, precious metals. These assets grow in value, whether the owner is working or not, sleeping or not, awake or not. Meanwhile, poor people own things that depreciate in value. Cars that lose value immediately. Electronics that become worthless. Clothes that are worth nothing. Rich people buy things that make them richer over time. Poor people buy things that make them poorer over time. Mechanism number 3, other people's labor. This is the mechanism that most people never talk about. When you have a job, your labor creates value, but you only receive a fraction of that value. The rest goes to the owner, the shareholder, the investor. A business owner with 100 employees is effectively receiving a portion of the productive output of 100 human beings working every single day. He does not do 100 times more work, but he receives 100 times more financial benefit. This is not evil. This is just how the system works. And once you understand it, you can position yourself on the right side of this equation. Mechanism number 4, leverage and other people's money. Rich people use debt strategically, not to buy consumer goods, but to buy assets. A wealthy investor borrows $1 million from bank at 5% interest rate, buys a property that generates 10% rental income. He makes 5% profit on money that is not even his. This is called leverage, and it is one of the most powerful wealth-building tools in the world. Poor people use debt to buy things that lose value. Rich people use debt to buy things that gain value. Same tool, completely different results. Now, let me show you something that very few people are willing to talk about openly. There is a complete system, a carefully designed structure that keeps most people exactly where they are. Layer number 1, the education system. Schools teach you to be a good employee, to follow instructions, to show up on time, to complete assigned tasks. They teach you everything except how money actually works, how to build wealth, how to invest, how to create assets, how to pay less taxes legally. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is just historical fact. The modern school system was designed during the Industrial Revolution, when factory owners needed reliable, obedient workers. That system has barely changed in over 100 years. Layer number 2, the media system. Turn on any TV channel, open any social media app. What do you see? Advertisements showing you a better life. If you just buy this product, or upgrade to this model, or get this new thing, the entire media ecosystem is funded by advertisers, whose entire goal is to make you spend your money on their products. So the media that entertains you is also simultaneously programming you to consume, not to invest, not to save, not to build, just to consume. Layer number 3, the banking system. Banks make money in 2 primary ways. First, they charge you high interest on money they lend you. Credit cards at 20%, personal loans at 15%, car loans at 8%. Second, they pay you tiny interest on money you deposit with them. Savings account at 0.5%. They borrow your money at 0.5% and lend it back to others at 15 to 20%. The bank makes 15 to 19% on your money, while you get almost nothing. Layer number 4, the tax system. As we discussed, earned income from a job is taxed at the highest rates, up to 37% in America, but capital gains, money made from investments, is taxed at only 15 to 20%. Dividend income, money from stock ownership, often taxed even lower. Real estate investors can use depreciation deductions to pay almost zero taxes on massive rental income. The tax system literally rewards people for being rich and punishes people for working. This is the complete trap. Education keeps you employed. Media keeps you spending. Banks keep you in debt. Taxes keep you paying more. But here is the escape. Everything I just described sounds overwhelming, sounds unfair, and honestly, it is unfair. But here is the most important thing. I want you to understand today. The rules apply to everyone equally, but most people never learn them. You can start using the same mechanisms the wealthy use, starting today with whatever you have. Strategy number 1. Stop selling your time. Start buying assets. Every dollar you save and invest in index funds, real estate, or dividend stocks is a dollar that starts working for you instead of you working for it. Start with whatever you have. $50 per month, $100 per month. It does not matter. Every dollar invested is one step closer to the other side. Strategy number 2. Learn the tax game. Rich people spend money on accountants and tax advisors because the savings are massive. You need to learn about tax-advantaged accounts, 401k plans, IRA accounts, HSA accounts. These allow your investments to grow tax-free or tax-deferred. This is a legal gift from a government that most people never use. Strategy number 3. Build something that works without you. A YouTube channel, an online course, a rental property, a dividend portfolio, a small online business, something that generates income even when you're not actively working. This is the fundamental difference between the wealthy and everyone else. The wealthy have built systems that generate money automatically. Most people only have their own 2 hands. Strategy number 4. Use leverage wisely. If you have good credit, you can borrow money at low interest rates to invest in assets that return higher rates. This is exactly what every wealthy investor does on a much larger scale. Start small, learn the mechanics, use it carefully, but use it. Strategy number 5. Invest in your own financial education. The best investment you can ever make is in understanding money better. Read books, watch educational content, listen to podcasts, take courses. Every dollar spent on financial education could return thousands in better decisions beyond all the strategies, beyond all the mechanisms, beyond all the systems. There is one fundamental difference between how rich and poor people think about money. Poor mindset says, money is the root of all evil. Rich people are greedy. I could never be wealthy. Money is not that important. I will never get ahead. Rich mindset says, money is a tool. Wealth gives me options. I can learn how to build wealth. Financial freedom is my right. I will find a way. The poor mindset keeps you poor, not because of bad luck, but because of bad programming. Programming installed by society, family, school, media. Programming that tells you, stay in your lane. Do not dream too big. Be realistic. Be practical. Be safe. And while you play it safe, the wealthy play offense. Take calculated risks. Build assets. Think long-term. And keep getting richer. The moment you decide to change your mindset is the moment everything begins to change. You do not need to be born rich. You do not need a trust fund. You do not need connections. You need knowledge. You need strategy. You need consistency. And you need to start today, not tomorrow, not next month, today. The rich get richer because they understand rules that nobody teaches the poor. They understand compound interest and use it as a weapon for them, not against them. They understand assets and buy things that make them richer, not poorer. They understand the tax system and use it legally to keep more of what they earn. They understand leverage and use other people's money to build their own wealth. They understand passive income and build systems that work while they sleep. None of these things are reserved for the wealthy. None of them require a trust fund or inheritance. None of them are illegal or immoral. They are simply knowledge that is freely available to anyone willing to seek it. The question is brutally simple. Are you going to spend the rest of your life. In world number 1, trading your precious time for a paycheck that barely covers your bills. Or are you going to learn the rules, apply the strategies, build your assets, and cross to world number 2, where your money works for you, where your wealth grows while you sleep, where time is your resource, not your employer's resource? The gap between the rich and poor is not money, it is knowledge. And today, you just close that gap a little bit more. If this video changed the way you think about money, do me one favor. Share this video with one person in your life who needs to understand how this system really works, because sharing this knowledge could literally change someone's entire financial future. Smash the like button if you're done playing by the wrong rules. Subscribe to this channel, because every single week, we expose the financial truths that the system hopes you never discover. And comment below, I am crossing over. If you are committing today to cross from world 1 to world 2, I read every single comment, and I am in your corner every step of the way. See you in the next video. Stay hungry, stay smart, and never stop building your empire. Fire money back.